Hi everyone! Today I wanted to post a little bit different vlog style video focusing more on the behind the scenes of my home studio life. A few months ago I made the decision to completely rebrand and update my sticker shop, and I could finally open it again on the previous weekend. But I've actually been filming some of that process and I wanted to put all of that together in this studio vlog style, so maybe there could be some helpful or interesting tips for those of you who've been thinking about starting or updating your own shops as well. I have quite a lot to share in this video, so without further ado, let's just get started. I wanted to rebrand literally everything starting from the name of the shop because I just didn't want my own name to be attached to it anymore. So since I have my own shop on my own website instead of on Etsy or somewhere, this required me to start everything from creating new domains, new email addresses, and of course updating the logos, website info, website layout, and stuff like that. This technical side is probably the most annoying because you have to figure out connecting new domains and other difficult stuff like that, which is the downside of running your own site compared to Etsy, for example. I personally use Wix for my shop because I feel like they are quite beginner friendly and easy e-commerce site to get used to, but I still get my domains and emails from a different provider. I use GoDaddy for that because I just feel like buying them from a place that's specifically focused on it sounds a little bit better idea than getting everything from Wix. I won't go into details of this step because I don't fully understand it either, and I think there are many other places where you can find better information about it. But after all the boring stuff was figured out, we can move on to some more interesting things like creating new products. Since I wanted to pretty much recreate my whole product selection, I thought I might as well update my sticker machine as well, since I have to update all the cutting files anyway. I've been using the Cricut Explorer 2 until now, and there are definitely good and bad things about it. The thing I've been the most frustrated about is that there are very limited things you can do with it when it comes to the print and cut option, and in general there are many bugs and just inefficient solutions in my opinion. So I decided to try out a new machine and I got the Silhouette Cameo 4. Right away, I liked the Silhouette's design software way more compared to the Cricut one, and this machine has so many more functions. For example, you can have different cuts on the same go and leave out things you don't want to cut. So already that alone saves so many steps in the making process compared to what you have to do with the Cricut to do the same thing. You can also work with different paper sizes, and there's even this option to buy this separate Picscan mat that allows you to cut without registration marks. So needless to say, I was super excited about this new machine, but after the first few tries, I did start to get some issues with the alignments and reading the registration marks. I don't mind having alignment issues if they are always the same, because I usually fix those by moving the cutting areas around a little bit. So for example, if the cuts always lean on the right side, you can fix that by just moving your cut images a little bit more towards left. But reading the registration marks was definitely a bigger issue, and I think first my problem was that I was trying to use the Cricut cutting mats and it just didn't work with the new machine. I like the Cricut mats a little bit more than the ones Silhouette makes, so that's why I was still trying to use them. But these mats are a little bit different size, which I think is what's causing the problems. I've seen some people cutting their Cricut mats to match the smaller size, but I personally didn't try that yet, because after I switched to the Silhouette's own mats, I didn't get any of the reading issues anymore. One thing I want to share with you about the cutting mats, so especially the silhouette cutting mats are way too sticky to use with a sticker paper right after you open them. So I found this trick online where you can tap some of the stickiness off using an old t-shirt or something similar, and it actually worked perfectly for me. I didn't get any ripped papers when using it, so if you've been struggling with these sticky mats as well, definitely give this a go. I think overall the cuts are still not as precise as with my Cricut though. I actually think that Cricut has made some changes recently because I've experienced way more precise cuts with my machine than before. I used to struggle with it a lot, but they've definitely made some improvements because I recently have none of those issues. I think from now on, I will still use my Cricut for all the cuts that need a lot of precision, but for everything else, I'm using the Silhouette because it's just faster and I like working with it way more. It's louder though, like super annoyingly loud, which doesn't bother me that much, but I know some of you might be bothered by it, so I'm just pointing it out. But after all, I think having both of these machines is actually a pretty good combination because you can have both of the design softwares open at the same time, so it definitely speeds up the sticker making process if you can learn to use both of these machines at the same time. I also decided to stop cutting the edges of my stickers by hand and let the machines do the work, because even if I don't save time doing it, it's pretty hard on your arms and wrists to do those repeated actions time and time again. After I bought the Picscan mat for my Silhouette, I'm also now able to cut the sheets that have the Cricut registration marks, so I can first make all the precise cuts with the Cricut machine and then cut the edges of the stickers with the Silhouette. If you'd like to see more in-depth tutorial of cutting stickers, please let me know. It might take a while for me to make a video like that because they are not really the main focus of my channel and I have pretty limited amount of time to make extra videos. But if many of you say yes, I'll know to make it more of a priority. My sticker papers are pretty much all from onlinelabels.com, and I'll leave some links and details for you about all the products I use in the description. I've also been meaning to do an Amazon shopping list for all the items I use, but I still need to figure out how to make that one, so please give me some more time on that, but I promise to get it done soon. But apart from the sticker making, one of my other goals with this new shop was to expand the product line and start experimenting with some new things. I wanted to start selling my own washi tapes for a while, but because making them yourself is not really an option, this required me to outsource the production for a manufacturer that is specialized in that. I looked for different manufacturers from Google and Alibaba, and the first thing I realized is that literally all of them are from China. I think some people might have an issue with that, but pretty much all the stationery products we use are made there anyway, so I personally didn't think it was a huge issue. I was just a little bit surprised to find out that even in Japan, which is the origin country of washi tapes, there are a very limited amount of washi tape manufacturers, and all of them only create very large quantities, and the prices were like 10 times higher than on the Chinese manufacturers. But anyway, I know finding a company from Alibaba can be a little bit overwhelming. I would recommend looking for a bigger company that has their own website, that has been on the business for a while and has reviews on Alibaba. I found one, so I messaged them, and after a little bit back and forward, I gave them my designs for a review. One thing I wish I knew before ordering was that the companies have their own requirements for the designs, so before you completely finish your tapes, ask them to send the design guidelines so you know how wide and long you'll need to make the design files. But other than that, I actually had a very pleasant experience with the company, and I was very happy with the quality of the tapes, which is of course the most important thing. The only problem I had was that the tapes were around 2 weeks late from all the estimates, which postponed my shop launch quite a bit and caused some unnecessary stress. But I don't fully blame the company for that, because the shipping times are still affected by the pandemic, especially if you order something overseas. And from own experience, I know how hard it is to give any strict estimates at the moment. But other than that, the most time-consuming part of rebranding a shop is of course just preparing all the new products. As I mentioned, I wanted to start offering different things on top of the regular stickers and prints. So this time I made some bookmarks and paper patterns, and moving forward, I think I'll slowly keep adding some new things to the mix. I've also been thinking about creating a bigger collection a few times a year. That could be a limited time thing, because after a while, if you just keep adding products to a large growing selection, it gets really difficult to manage all of the stock and have everything available. So what I decided to do was to have some sort of basics collection that is unlimited and always available, and then start offering these seasonal limited collections. And the first one was the spring collection for this year. I wanted this to be inspired by my previous month's bullet journal theme, so the name of the first collection is Daisy Dreams, and it features these springy daisy and bunny designs, some patterns and other decorations that just went with the style. I'm actually so happy with this collection. It's probably my favorite thing I've ever created, and it will be available for March, April and May. And then for the summer, I'm planning to come out with a new collection again. So if you like some of these products, definitely check it out while they're still available. Having the new collection also means that it's fun to experiment with some different packing decorations, and this is also something that I've been wanting to upgrade for a while. It's sometimes a bit difficult to find a good balance between having a pretty packaging that still doesn't cost too much or take too much time to pack, because all of the extra frills and additions need to be taken into account when considering the prices of the products, and also your own time to prepare all the orders, even during busier times. I also wanted to finally get rid of using plastic bags in my packaging, so I'm now only using these white glassine paper bags and vellum paper, which is this very see-through, beautiful, professional looking paper to me. Just a quick tip, if you struggle to find vellum paper, look for tracing paper instead. They're initially the same thing, and I had way more luck finding different sizes and cheaper options when looking for tracing paper. But other than that, I ordered some different yarns and ribbons so I could try out some different packaging options. Then I made some extra stickers that I can use for the packaging. One thing I struggle with is that in Japan, the rules for shipping are so strict, so I can't really do any decorations for the outside of the boxes. But I don't know how important stuff like that is to the customer anyway. I feel like in the end it's the product that matters, and even if it's nice to receive stuff in a very beautiful packaging, in the end it gets thrown away pretty fast. Then one thing I also had to figure out was some new storage solutions for all the new products. We live in a pretty small rental apartment, so I have a pretty limited solution when it comes to all the storage stuff, but I did find some hanging shelves that don't require drilling and boxes to fit my growing stationery collection. It also gets pretty humid here in Japan, so I wanted all my storage boxes to come with lids to protect the papers. And I also wanted a lot of extra space so I can stock up a lot of products ahead of time. My studio actually never looks like this. I definitely cleaned it up for the video. Usually there's hanging laundry everywhere and my filming and painting stuff is all over the place. But in the end, this space works for me for now, and that's the most important thing. But I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I tried to combine a lot for this one video, so I'm sorry if it was a little bit all over the place, but I hope you found it at least a little bit interesting nevertheless. Let me know if you liked this new video style, and if you have time, please give a visit to my new shop. It's called Paper Monogatari, and all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day or night wherever you are, and see you in my next one. Bye bye!